Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the Tuesday topic. Yesterday was the 5th of November.
Did you remember?
I did, because I can hear bleeding fireworks going off every 5 minutes at home. Think of the
Does your dog not like you?
He's alright. He's okay. It's okay. Save that for the any other business. Yeah, 5th of November 2017. Everton played Watford at home.
They did.
A 3-2 victory for the Blues. A real turning point in the season for me, because I honestly thought that night, if we'd been beaten.
You thought that a couple of times.
I know, but that night it was a victory, a much needed victory.
Oh, it was a massive win. But then 3 weeks later you told me we were down, so
yeah, of course. Yeah. But
that was
anyway,
a huge win.
It was a big win.
It was.
But obviously we were playing Watford, and at that time we'd established the fact that we wanted Marco Silva.
Yeah.
So a big turning point for Everton Football Club in a way, isn't it? Because you know, I think that night we made it very clear, obviously, to him, someone pulled him aside, and it felt like from that point on his head was completely turned by Everton Football Club, and that he wanted to become the manager, which obviously he did. So a year on, a lot's changed, hasn't it?
Massively. And that night we actually asked Watford could we speak to him, that permission, because obviously he'd been in the press before it, hadn't it? And it was a mad game, that 2-0 down with 26 minutes left, and we were out of the game, weren't we? And he asked Chase shut him down, and the next minute we won the game. But yeah, 12 months later, I mean, that night, you know, that Sunday night, wasn't it, Sunday evening game, there was only four players started on Saturday from that team, which in itself tells you, you know, Pickford, Coleman, and a couple of others. So it tells you that the changes that has gone on in that 12-month period, where the club was then to where it is now, feels like a million miles apart in terms of, because I think this time last season, when this fixture came around, obviously Ronald Koeman had been sacked and we had Unzi in charge. It just felt like everything was going the wrong way all of a sudden.
Yeah.
We'd had the optimism, obviously Mashiri took over, and we had Koeman coming in, and we had Walsh coming in from Champions, and we spent some money, you know, and then we had an alright season, and then that summer we'd gone out and splashed the cash and we were made up, and then the wheels just seemed to fall off. Everyone was quiet around the club. Mashiri was quiet, and you were like, oh, what's happening here? You know, and we know that there was rumblings behind the scenes at board level, and there was rumbling, so it was just a very turbulent time. And you fast forward 12 months, like you've just said, we got Marco Silva in, which was the man. Farhad Mashiri made quite clear from that day he was, you know, we offered them £20 million for him, which is a mad amount, so, you know, according to the rumours. So, you know, a year later we've got him, and we've got Marcel Brands, who we tried to get in 2 years ago before he got Walsh. So, and we're seeing the semblance of a plan. We're seeing what they're doing. We're seeing stuff moving forward now off the pitch as well, and it just feels like a different place now. Yeah,
it was. I mean, obviously, we played the game on the Sunday. We played Lyon on the Thursday night, so we were basically out of Europe as well at that point as well. So everything felt that it had gone, hadn't it? Everything felt that what had been worked for had ultimately disappeared. It just dark, it was a really dark time in that game. You know, I remember being 2-0 down and just thinking, this is all fallen, this is all gone, it's all gone. We're out of Europe, we're about to lose another game. I think it was going into an international weekend as well.
Yeah.
So it was that feeling that we were gonna have to carry this for another couple of weeks, and how low we all were. And it was also because we'd already sacked the manager, so it was
Yeah.
It was where do we go from here? Snarden had been sent off on the Thursday night as well. Sigurdsson had played up front against Leon. We just felt, I don't know, we just felt so low. I think the following fixture the Crystal Palace game.
No. Don't.
Sure.
Oh, might have been.
Okay.
Might have been. Might have been. Might have been.
So obviously from this game we did pick up a little bit. Nias got, as you said, and he got a goal in this game, and he did. Palace was when he got sent off.
Yeah.
After winning the penalty, you know, he scored in the game as well. So there was a little bit of an upturn from this game, and obviously so many things in this game happened. You know, obviously Baines gets a penalty, then they get a penalty in the last minute, and Tom Cleverley conspires to miss it, and just felt like for a little period everything was just, things were on our side. I remember Richarlison played for them, and he's obviously he scored a really good goal. And you go again. You go a year in the future, and he's playing for us. He's doing well, and as you just said, everything feels different, and it's mad because you couldn't have told me then. Things seem to fall apart so quickly in football, and I think we feel at times that it takes a long time to put things back together. But I think it shows you, though, if you have a plan, if you buy the right players, if you have a good coach, it doesn't have to take that long. It's just, you've just got to get on the path straight away, because if you're not on the path, things can just very quickly go the wrong way.
I think I think we feel it. Probably everyone feels it, but it feels worse for us just from our own perspective, because, you know, we've been successful in the past, and then we've had that period of stability with Moyes. So we were a decent side, we were a good side really, without being a great side. But we always felt like we were contained because the glass ceiling was there. Yeah. We just didn't have the money, and it was a case of, can we break it and everything. And then obviously we had the, you know, Martinez gave us a little bit of hope for a year, and then that fell apart, and then Koeman and Bashiri, and then that seemed to fall apart, and it was just a case of like, you'd almost become like punch drunk with the thing of like, it's never going to change for us, this is never going to change for us. And then I remember going to me cousin's baby's christening this day, the Watford game, and it was because it was 4 o'clock our game, wasn't it? Or 4:30 it was, the 4:30 slot. And I remember being at the baptism and going back for some food and stuff before I was going to match. And I remember our Ian, who sadly isn't with us anymore, giving me stick. He was a red, giving me stick, going, "You're going to get Allardyce." And I was like, "Shut up, don't ever say that, me and you are going to fall out," and all that. Like, and he was like, "This is a tough game today," and I was like, "Nah, we'll win, we'll beat these, you know, we've got to win our own game."
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking, he'll probably be dancing, having a bevy when it was 2-0, yeah. Because when that header went in off the corner, like Richarlison gave them the lead, didn't he? And when that header went in off the corner, after half time, you were like, this looks bad. Yeah. Because we've just looked all over the place. And you're right, if anyone that day would have said, go forward 12 months and things will feel like they're all coming together. It was hard to see. I was never one, and you'll know this, I was never one that subscribed to the fact that we were in trouble and going down. I maintained we'd finished 8th all along, because I just thought the squad of players we had were better than everybody else. The problem was the disconnect between the players, and then when we got Allardyce in, the club just felt horrible. The players were there, and there was a level of player that were better than a lot of other players. We had like Wayne Rooney, and we knew Sigurdsson would get us out of trouble sometimes. But everything just felt horrible. It felt almost hopeless, like there was no plan. We had a manager that nobody wanted. Nobody wanted him.
See,
when we come in, we give him a chance, didn't we? But I'm talking about come and like...
See, I slightly disagree with you, because I think Allardyce was a necessity at the time, and I think Moshiri knew that, and I think he wasn't what we wanted, he was just what we needed, because it's okay sitting there and saying, you know, you thought we were going to get out of it, but if we'd kept playing the way we weren't going to get out of it. Unsworth wasn't going to get us out of it because he didn't have enough. He didn't have enough. He loved the club too much to do the horrible things that he wanted Everton playing good football. Allardyce wasn't interested. Allardyce wanted teams to go out and just do formulaic plans that were horrible to watch, but he knew that would get us wins against poor sides, and he did. And when we played better teams, we were beaten convincingly. But he probably worked out what we needed and got it right. It wasn't nice, it wasn't pretty, and it never had a long-term thing, and that was the most important thing. That was never long-term.
But it felt like it was, didn't it? Because you're in the middle of it.
But as you're in the middle of it, we because the club, and because I think Moshiri only let him know as much as he needed to know.
Yeah, of course.
And maybe he feels let down by that now, that he was led, and that's why he keeps on having a pop, because he was led to think that was going to be the plan. But thinking about it now, I think Moshiri always knew what he wanted.
Well, he kept Silver.
Exactly, always knew what he wanted. But I will always say though, and listen, I'm not his biggest fan, and never will be his biggest fan, but I think Allardyce was a necessary evil that did the job he was supposed to do and went. It was just that he didn't realise he was going, and I think that's he probably just feels let down by them, but that's fine. I've got no issue with that. There's 8 million reasons why he should be alright about it. But if he hadn't come in, I don't think there's many people who could have brought those players together against type, because they weren't in it. They weren't in it together.
We beat West Ham 4-0 with Unsworth. Not to the
no, I know, but
and we went 9th. We were 13th, and then we beat Huddersfield, who we'd have beat. Me and you could have beat last year at home, and we went 9th that day. And then what he done was he maintained the status quo. I'm not saying he didn't do his job, but I'm just saying I never felt we were going down because I just thought we had too many good players. That doesn't mean I thought we were a good team, because we weren't. We weren't a good team. But what my point was, and I was prepared to give him a chance anyway when he come in, because I thought this is the best squad of players he's ever had, so maybe he'll do something different, and he didn't. But what I mean is, he got results, what he needed. He got results, fair enough, fair play to him. He done a job. I'm not saying he didn't do a decent job. He done a job, but it felt at times horrible. It felt hopeless. I couldn't wait for the season to finish. I didn't want to go and watch them. I just wanted to be coming here, and it was hard work because what we were watching was difficult. So we were up because we're Evertonians and we loved the club and we wanted it to be better, but it was harder. Whereas now, because the likes of Marcel Brands have come in, and even Silva seem to have been on the same page from day one with Moshiri, because I imagine those three have had quite a few meetings before the gate, before it was signed, sealed and delivered anyway. Marco, there's a thing on our site about Marco Silva saying he sat down with the owner and he said he wanted a long-term manager, and that's what I want, and stuff like that. So all that's been, gone through. And I think the fact that Moshiri waited for Silva, do you know what I mean? I think he's probably, when he lost his job, or around the time that Silva gave it, look, things happened, didn't he? Because he wanted to come here. So let's pretend, let's not pretend that he didn't have meetings even when he was the Watford manager, because I'm quite sure they did, or conversations. And Moshiri probably said, what? You're my number one, I want you. So when he lost his job, I am quite sure Moshiri said, listen, we've got him in because we couldn't get you when we wanted you. Yeah. So just keep your powder dry. And you know what? I think you said it the other week, and I agreed with you. If he'd have come in then at that time, it'd have been a different scenario.
Different skill set.
Yeah, a different scenario. People wouldn't have given him the time, and he would have had to... Listen, he went in a Hull and it was desperate, and he gave them a fighting chance with 12 players who were nowhere near as good as Everton players. In fact, Nias was one of his star players. So I'm not saying he wouldn't have kept Everton up, but the feeling, he was starting from a different base, where now, because of this, everyone's excited about what he can bring, and the players, and it just feels a world apart in 12 months. It's just incredible.
Yeah, we spoke about the other week, didn't we? We were saying if he'd had to come into that minefield, you're not working off this. Your goal, it's two different goals. It's why I liked the idea of Dingo coming in last year, Dyche, because I always felt like he was capable of getting the team to a good finish position, but almost going on from that as well. So that was almost like a 2-in-1 manager at the time. But it's probably worked out for the best the way it has with, and as I say, and that's why I say, you know, I'll never go. You know, I wish Allardyce had never come. What he did, and I remember going on I was on 5 Live, and they were like, "Oh, you all hate Allardyce," and I was like, "No. We just hate the idea of having Allardyce, because that means your club is in a position that it has to have Allardyce." Because they were like, I think someone basically said something, do you feel like you're better than you are or something, do you know, like about us, like you're like, exactly. And I was like, no, we just feel embarrassed by having to have a manager who is a expert of getting clubs out of relegation, because that's all he's really that good for. You know, it's been shown by, I suppose, England doing well in the World Cup showed that. It was like, everyone's like, oh, we've got Allardyce, he's done really well, and then you go, well, hang on, what if we put a manager in charge who's got some really good ideas and is willing to be patient? If you're willing to be patient with him, he can take all these young kids and make something of them if you give him time, which Southgate did, you know, getting them to the semi-finals when no one thought he had a chance. And that just destroyed any idea of Allardyce going, I could have done that, because everyone just go, you couldn't have done that. And it's the same with us. It's like when he says, oh, I could have took Everton on and up and on, and you're like, you couldn't have. You would never have worked with brands. You'd never have played this football, so therefore these players would never have entertained signing for you, because they would have looked at you and gone, ooh, for a start, and then no way are we playing the football. And that's where you don't get that bond then, because even when we were winning games last season, you walked out the ground going, we've won, great, that's it. So there's never that.
There was no like you were on it, like.
Well, look at this week, right?
There was no like you were building.
This week we go to Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
And every Evertonian's going, I'm looking forward to this game. We're all realistic and think, you know, for the most part, do we think we're going to win it? Probably not, but it doesn't matter, because we're going there with the right idea, and it's just a building step to the next, to go forward.
The difference is we might, and that's the difference.
But I think what also is, though, we play the game, and we learn the lessons from the United game, and then we take the lessons of this into the Derby game and into the City game, and I think that's the difference.
It's a building process. What you have to do, and I think we said this last year, I think that we felt as though we had to make sure that everyone kind of just went, well, Everton are in the top 7.
Yeah.
Whether we were 7th, you know, forget above, but everyone just kind of had to go, Everton are like, that's the top 7.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of playing for 8. We had to become that.
Yeah. And we still have to become that, by the way.
We still have to become that, because we haven't become that yet. And that's the starting point. And with that, you're building this team, this level of player we're all getting to watch now is on a different level than anything we've seen for a number of years, I would suggest, as a squad overall. We've talked about the best squad. And I think every time we talked about the best squad, I think we've been right when we've said it, when you look at the players. I do. And this is again the best squad, because what's happened is the squad has got better. It mightn't be amazing, and it might not, you know, Moyes might have had a better 11 the way they knitted together, but as a squad, his squads were so thin, they were paper thin. Now we've got by far the most talented squad we've had, probably, well, I don't want to go, but we've got a very good squad. So it's like you just said now, it's can we learn the lessons? Yeah, we're dominating team. You know, Palace come the other week and it was Crystal Palace, these are awkward. These are... Get in your lane. We were patient and we beat them. Fulham come, oh, these are gonna... We swept them aside. You know, there was reasons why we lost against West Ham. You know, we had Mason Holgate having a nightmare. We didn't have Charlison, Bernard wasn't fit. We didn't have Andre Gomez. But, you know, things like Michael Keane had started when was out the side. You know, Huddersfield caught us cold with a set piece, but when you look at it, we should have been. So we're kind of winning the games you'd expect us to as a good side. We're doing that. Brighton at the weekend hadn't conceded more than 2. Yeah. We could have had 8. We went away at Leicester and won, which is a difficult place to go and for Everton. So we've done that. We were a stupid moment away from winning at Bournemouth until Baines decided that, you know, at Wolves we went where not many have done it well.
With 10 men.
With 10 men, and we should have won the game, you know. So we've is the way he wants to play is getting across to the players and they're growing. But you're right, going to Chelsea's a different proposition. Now we go down to Chelsea and get beat 3-0, but we have a right good go at them. I'll go, you know what, fair, it's all part of the process. If in 12 months we're still getting the same things happening, then you start going, right, what do we need to go to that next level then? Because I said it before, Spurs have made a habit, right, of finishing in the top 3 and 4 by never winning ever at the top 4 or 5. Never. They get hammered everywhere they go. And yet they're very good, very much like Moyes' side, very good at home, will beat those teams at home. And yet this year they've lost at home to City, at home to Liverpool already. But they're still, they won the other day, they're still 3rd or something. So you can do it. I think it's for us. We want to go to Chelsea and win and go, we've gone and won it on those big clubs. But in the grand scheme of things, it's more important, I would suggest at this moment, that we start winning away at Bournemouth, Palace and Leicester, and them kind of going Huddersfield and beating them 3-0 comfortably and coming away and going,
you've got to, because
we just beat them 4-1 away.
You've got to, because our home record is brilliant, and it was brilliant last season.
47 points out the last 60,
and it was brilliant the season before.
It was.
You know, we'll lose the odd 1 or 2 at home and win all the rest and not draw many. So our point tally at home was really good, when you ask me, but it only gets you so far. You have to go to those places, like you've just said. Spurs, you know, they were just been to Wolves, and okay, they hung on at the end, but they were very comfortable till the bleeding right back wants to do nutmegs, and then that leads to penalties and stupid things like that. Getting cocky.
It's like Bournemouth with us, wasn't it? They're comfortable, give a stupid mistake away, and all of a sudden you're on the back foot.
You're on the back foot.
And that's how we
and that's it. That's the. But I think you're right. It's funny because you're saying that. We said that a couple of years ago, or what, you know, this time last year or whatever, maybe a bit early. Sorry, when we were saying, people were like, oh, you're gonna go for Europe and go for the top 4. We were like, we've got to make that 7. We've got to get it. I remember always joking about it on like the ball seat and stuff, and saying, we've got to make that top 6 a top 7.
Got to.
You've got to make it a top. So they are all start, because it used to be a top 4, didn't it? And now it's a top 6. And now we've got to make it a top 7, so that we're part of the top 7. So that they're always talking about the top 7. So there's a gap.
Yeah.
We've got to create that gap. So there's nobody. The only problem with that is because of the way Europe works, it's difficult. If the European places all went for the top 7, then it would always be a top 7. But because it's the top 6, and that top 7 might drop into it, and then that top 7, that 7th place has to start in bleeding June and all that crap. Get rid of that. They need to get rid of that for a start.
But as your squad gets better, those early games,
I know
you can literally play half and half.
But what I mean is, though, while it's not a given right that the Premier League gets that, they will all. But so that's harder then, because if it's not guaranteed European football, it's not always guaranteed that you can keep hold of those players, and that makes it. That's why there's a lot of swapping and changing in that 7th place. But we've got to try and nail that down and start pushing, making sure we're in 7th, and start pushing 6th, because that's the difference. That's the difference from when we were finishing 5th and 6th every season. We were finishing 5th and 6th, but we weren't challenging 4th. And that's why it was always a top 4, because no one from outside the top 4 was challenging to get in.
It was only the Martinez year, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, but now, because now, 5th, you know, last year's 5th and 6th could be this year's 3rd and 4th. That's how, and that will be now, because of the money, and that's why you're starting to hear about Super Leagues and all that nonsense. So we've got to make that a 7. make that a consistent 7, and then start saying, well, we can start pushing for that 6th.
Yeah.
And that's our next thing. And then you start the season. Then what that gives you is a mindset that you're good enough to say. Because I think there'll still... Listen, there'll be people, not now, but I think around the time of Fulham, people going, are we even going to finish top half? Are we going to be in a bit of a relegation? You know, we got to worry about that. And because you're worrying about that, you're not going to the match enjoying it. You worry. Whereas now, I think people feel that going to the match, I can enjoy it. And I know we're at such a... I was saying to you before, wasn't I, off camera, that it's weird at the moment because we're all enjoying it. Because you were talking about Liverpool and saying their fans are getting stressed. And I went, yeah, I'd be stressed because they're going for they've only got one thing to go for this season. Everything else will feel like a disappointment to them. Because it will. And I think you get to that point where you are, you know, when Man City beat Man United in the last day of the season and Man United fans thought they'd won it, they weren't all going, well, at least we got second. Their prize wasn't second, it was first. We're weird at the moment, we're in a bit of a limbo. We're not actually aiming for anything this season. As such, are we? No one's saying we've got to get 7. That's where we'd like to finish, but we're all going, we're enjoying this. And what that gives you, and that's why I think likes of Bournemouth will do well, and Watford will do well. They don't have to win every week because no one's asking them to win every week. And I suppose that's with us at the moment. There's not that pressure at the moment. People are just enjoying the ride, and that's why when we go to Chelsea and we go to Anfield, maybe we'll be a little bit more. There's at the end. There's nothing to. You're playing to enjoy this.
But you've got to enjoy. You've got to try to enjoy. You've got to. The thing for me is, you go to a match, you want to be entertained, and we weren't entertained last season. It was horrible. Right. This year, we're entertained. We've tried to win every game. We've played 11 games. I've not seen Everton not try to win.
The difference is, though, I've seen Everton teams try and win every game. Right? Certainly under the Martinez era. I know
there's a way that you try to win every game.
But the point being is, yeah, but he tried to win every game.
I don't think he did, though.
Well, he did. But
okay, go on.
No, but he did. But the point is, he tried to win every game, but he didn't not try and lose the game either. He was. That's what I'm saying. I've watched Everton teams that have tried to win games, but they're either not good. Well, they're not good enough to win every game. So that mindset doesn't work. Whereas you look at this team and go, we could beat 13 other teams at home and away in the Premier League.
Comfortable, yeah.
You know, we could on our day beat them. Then it's the challenge of the next teams, and that when you get to that mindset of thinking we're good enough because we know we're good enough. No, we think we're good enough. We know we're good enough, and that you're not going to get the top 4 or the top 5 or the top 6. They go to games thinking we're going to win this, and then that brings that automatically brings that thing with them of when the opposition walk on the pitch and they're already beaten. Chris Hughton at the weekend, when he based, his comments afterwards, he was like, "These are going to be pushing." He was at the end of the game. He knew he'd been beaten by a superior team, and that's what we've got to get. I said this a couple weeks ago, didn't I? It's that idea of not being cocky, us being cocky as fans. It's that idea of the opposition coming and going, "We've got no chance today. We have got no chance." And there's a difference, I feel, because what we've had in the past. And we've even had it this season at Goodison. It's teams coming and going, I don't think we can beat these playing football, but we might be able to nick something off this and that. I think the top teams, when the teams go there, they don't even think like that. Other teams, they just go, it's the Moyes, take the knife.
Try and keep it
tight, lads. Try and keep it down to like 2 or 3. And they're already beaten. And that's like the next stage for us. And I'm not saying that's going to be next week or the week after, but that's well, first of all, we've got to plant ourselves in this bit and get better at this bit, and then the next bit, whenever that comes, is to join that elite. You've got to be, right, we're going to win this game. Look at Arsenal, Liverpool at the weekend. There's 5 minutes to go. It's 1-1, and they're both trying to win it. They're both trying to win that game, and that's what their mindset is. And I think this manager will get into that, wants that mindset, because he trusts our players and knows. It's So
it's risk and reward, isn't it? And that's the thing, is that I know what you're saying about Martinez, but it was done without a plan. Where I feel as though this has got a plan, and I feel as though us as fans can see there's a way of playing. Under Roberto, that first season Roberto, that first season was good. But actually, when you break it down, it was put together by 2 sections of winning a lot of games. Do you know what I mean? And we got better as that season went on. But I don't think we had as... I don't think we had as good a players as what we've got now, with the exception of Romelu Lukaku.
Also, you know, a lot of the things that have been placed on this manager are that he was another Martinez. Well, he's not another Martinez, because he wants players to defend. Yeah. Right? He likes players to defend.
Next clean sheets.
Right? Martinez dismantled that side of our game. He dismantled it. He got rid of the system that worked. Now, he did it for a reason, and you know, he wanted a talented young player to play in the back line. Well, that's fine, but if you haven't got the pieces that go with that, then it's not going to, you know, he fattened up the bull to sell. Yeah. Basically, you know, that's it, isn't it? That's what he basically did. And
I always felt like it was a case of, and like the media was saying it, you know, like where John Stones was concerned, let him make mistakes, so he gets them out of his game, so that when he goes to a better club, he hasn't got them in him. And Martinez was, you know, we'll make mistakes. I don't think Silva would say that, because it's that mindset of going, I'm not preparing these players to go somewhere. The bit I've put on our site today, he talks about how you win things, and he's like, the first thing we've got to do is stop selling our best players. He said, they've sold Lukaku, but it wasn't for the money. So therefore, and I wasn't here. In other words, he wouldn't. If I was here, he wouldn't have gone.
It's like the Pochettino effect, isn't it?
And like that, yeah. And that's what it is.
It's the Pochettino effect. It's get your players to believe in something, and how do you believe in it? Well, I believe in it because I'm here. I'm here for the long haul. Yeah. I'm not going anywhere.
So you buy into it as well, and we'll see what we can do. And that's the thing. In this, he's achieved great things at Estoril against, you know. I think some journalist done an analogy. It was like, think of Rotherham United, like, and then put them into Europe, get them finishing third in England, and then going into Europe. And then he won a cup at Porto, and he went to Greece, and he set the record for 17 straight wins in Europe. No team's done it. So he's won stuff as well. That's the key thing. He's won stuff. But I think because of the players and because of the level of play we've got, we're moving on together as a team. And going back to what you said before about playing the likes of Chelsea and learning, so hopefully we learn from, you know, because we played really well at Arsenal, and we should have won the game. Realistically, the chance, Petr Cech was man of the match, so that says it all. United, we went there, we didn't play the same way, and I think that disappointed them. We had a lot of chances, like a lot of things, but we didn't play the same way.
But even when we went to Arsenal, I look at the Arsenal game, and even though it was only like a month ago or whatever it was, or just over a month ago, it feels like a very different Everton team since then. You know, and that's what I'm saying. You know, you're introducing Charleston up front, you're introducing Bernard on the left, you're putting Andre Gomez, you know, through the middle.
And you've got Mina chomping.
You've got Mina, you know, you've got
Coleman's back.
Yeah, it feels like a much different team. You feel like, you know, you think, and I'm not, you know, I would never have a go with these, but you're looking at it, you're thinking, well, that day we had Calvert-Lewin, we had Tom Davies starting, you got kids in there. John Joe Kenny. You got 3 kids there who are you're asking to do big jobs, and you've replaced them with seasoned professionals, and you know, suddenly things
against Arsenal.
Yeah, suddenly things change like that. Suddenly you're looking at it going, oh, you know, this, that, you know, we've got players making their debuts in November. I mean, that's just like
unheard of.
It's exciting, isn't it? It's you know, could have more debuts in only a couple of months' time.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You've got that belief that Brands is like, well, that's still here.
Do you know what? I was thinking that before when you said something like when you said before about thinking, oh, we need this and need that, and I think to myself, Brands already knew that. Like, if you thought about what we need in this team, Brands thought about it 3 weeks ago, and is already negotiating for it, because that's his job. That's his job.
But he knows his job.
Yeah,
I think this is the key thing. Everybody who's come in appears to know. We know that Brands has got history. Won stuff at Vita, and he went off to off to PSV and done the same at Alkmaar, wasn't it? And at PSV, he's won stuff with a process and building team after team. So he knows the job, the contracts and all that. Silva's won stuff, he knows the job. He's got all his coaches who he trusts. They're on the training ground. The relationship looks really good with the players. Even I was listening again to like to Ryan Mason, and he's like, well, even when you're not playing, you're not part of it because his relationship with you. He said himself, he sits down with a couple of players each week, different ones, and goes like, you know, this is what he talked about Lookman and said, this is what we've been saying to him. Forget about Leipzig. Be a big part of this. You can be a big part of this future. Now when you see Lookman coming on, he's listening to, you look at Lookman's body language against Huddersfield, I think, when he come on, they were telling him he's looking the other way.
Yeah.
I was like, as if he weren't asked. We were at the friendly and we were both looking at it going, he doesn't even want to come on the pitch against Valencia. The other day he's like that, he's listening going, he come on, bang, straight at it, running up and down. He didn't touch the ball for ages. He's all over it. We seen him against Palace the other week, winning ball on the edge of our box. Keen put. So that attitude, every one of them seems at it, and it's because they know the job. These fellas know the jobs. They're behind the scenes. Farhad's got people in. So the club is heading forward. The likes of Schneiderlin, you know, we probably go in January. Nias will probably be gone in January, but you know what?
But even
brands will have a couple.
But even the likes of but Schneiderlin, what I would think about Schneiderlin is, I think he could have gone in the summer and could have really dug his heels in, and and the manager basically said to him, you know, do me a favour, just stick round. You know, you'll play some games, and okay, he's not in the squad at the moment, but there's might be other circumstances connected to that as well. You know, he's just had a baby and his dad's just died, two huge moments in his life. You know what I mean? So, but the manager's convinced him, and then I'm sure the manager will go, thank you very much. I'll get you. You know, we'll get you your move to Marseille or wherever you want to go. Wherever you want to bring your child up, we'll sort that out for you. You've done that little thing for me that I needed. Same with Lookman. It's like, I suppose it's that thing of like, everyone have probably been done this, where you're in work and you promise something, and you know, do us a favour, do that overtime for me and I'll sort you out, and then when the time comes to sort you out, they don't, and you're just like, I'm never doing anything for you again.
Yeah, because you lied to me or whatever.
But if they've said, we're going to help you out, blah blah blah, and then it's like every day saying like, I told you I was going to help you out, didn't I? I told you, we're going this and this and this and this and this. You're going to start enjoying your football, you're going to start getting better, you're going to notice you getting better at this football team. Lookman might have just gone, do you know what I am? I'm starting to enjoy it. Not like you've ever done something where you're trying your best not to enjoy it, but you secretly are. You know what I'm talking about when your missus puts a film on. Or when your fella puts a film on, Marie. And you're like, you don't want to enjoy it, but secretly, the greatest showman may be the greatest showman in the world. You know, and secretly you know all the songs when they come on. You know what I'm talking about, Baz?
I haven't seen it yet, but I am going to watch it. I've got no thing here.
It's this year's Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, okay. I know it's that whole thing is convincing. It's being able to convince someone, and Lookman, you know, I think Adi Boothroyd pulled him aside and said, you need to get your act together, kid, at your club, and he's come back and sat down with Silva, and he has his whole attitude changed. And I said the other week, he needs to establish himself as the first sub.
No,
last 3 games, he's the one they call before anybody. You know, Tosin, who you would have thought was the first, didn't even get on the pitch. So that whole process is there, and that's why that's what we keep harping back to 12 months ago against Watford, when you looked at that, you know, the bench we had that, and ironically Lookman came on in that game and played the ball through for Nias for the first goal before he fell away from the side. But you know, Vlasic was around then, and Aaron Lennon came on that day, and he's gone to, you know, the club just moved on to a different level. And even, you know, we've said this before, but every time we've gone down to the Liver buildings and done stuff, you go in there and you go, wow, you know, this seems on another level.
You want to go in the men's toilets in the Gladys Street at the back, talking about moved on. Oh, but it's absolute scenes in there now.
It's even that, even me and you done a video in here when the set was basic about doing our ground up, because our ground was a show, and why we should put a skin on it, and we were talking about what the free school had and all that, because it looked terrible. You drive up to Goodison now, even aerial shots of Goodison
at night,
just with the simple stuff they've done, it looks like a totally different ground. And you know what, sat in it the other day,
and you can stand, if it rains you can go under the parking now and not get wet because of the new thing. It looks posh.
And I was in the ground the other day and there was a stoppage over and I was just looking around at the stand and I was just thinking, there's no ground like ours anymore. You know, Brighton fans will be there. No, right, it's Woodison and all that in the corner, but you look, it's a proper... I've seen so many away fans go, Everton's a proper away state, it's a proper stadium instead of the Bowl. But everything's moving forward, even us moving towards Bramley-Moore. So the club is going forward, but on the field, which is what this whole thing was about, it does feel just for yourself. You said it before, we've got a game, a friendly tomorrow night. Tonight rather.
Tonight, Baz. Tonight.
Got a friendly tonight against Gormaria. A friendly, right? And I'm excited to go to the game and watch them. And even though it probably won't be Bernard and Richarlison and Gylfi, it's the other lads who were the first team and have been the first team at times this season. And maybe, you know, maybe young Ellis Sims will be on the back. I don't know. Might be a couple of those thrown in. But you're looking and going, we'll see what these lads can do. You know,
stop setting those fireworks off on the 6th of November. Yeah. Yesterday was the fireworks evening. Today is the 6th of November.
So
when we play Gormaria.
So
last night.
Gormaria.
Yeah, no, but I said it in a way that...
Yeah, stop it.
You are a day late, honestly. It's terrible.
You just can't get the fireworks kids anymore. Just do whatever they want.
They do.
But yeah, so it's incredible how much it's changed.
It's good, it's interesting. It's fun.
It's great.
Let's hope next season we are like...
So we did 12 months ago. Remember 12 months ago when we were so excited,
when we were just talking about being 7th.
Yeah, we could be 7th.
And we've just won the Intergalactic Mars Bar Cup.
Neymar got 4, him and Richarlison pitching themselves off while Yerry Mina's in the background doing the Al Colombian bum shuffle. See him the other day, how excited was he the other day, by the way?
Never do that again.
It's amazing.
Hey, gift that.
Did you see him? He loves it. He was so, he had trackies on.
He's still having the time of his... I'll tell you what, no one's telling him not to wear pink boots, are they?
What, isn't he? People buy me when he comes. He's a big lad, isn't he? Big lad for his mum.
I'm not being funny. Big lad, you want to see his milk round. Anyway, thanks for watching the Tuesday Topic. We'll see you later.